Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to walk you through raw materials and producer price index for Canada for the month of June. Here's my agenda. I'll talk a bit about the raw materials. I'll talk a bit about producer price, commodities, and just overall business confidence. Here's a brief bio about myself. I'm a CPA. I've worked over 35 years with various roles from finance up to IT technical roles and financial solutions to customer success management. So I've seen the whole gamut from order to cash, purchase to pay, customer profitability, anything related to cost management, revenue growth. I've seen it all over my 35-year career. If we look at this raw material one, and this is a very interesting one, if we look over year, we're actually up 1.1% overall. And most of that is driven, if you go look at it, is in areas like crop products, animal products, non-metallic minerals. Where we're seeing a big decrease is in oil. We see the price of oil come down significantly over the last year. So the energy, despite that, we're seeing certain things. But one of the biggest trend there is looking at metals and ores. And that's a good area to focus just quickly on because copper, iron ore are under increased pressure, especially copper and even iron ore on Trump's tariff because Trump wants to nearshore that mining capacity. He doesn't want to rely on foreign imports, and that's driving uncertainty with the market. This gives you an overall look at so month over month, you're up a little bit on the producer price index. But if we look at the key drivers here, and you're seeing like meat's up, and you're seeing one of the big issues around some huge declines, right? But overall, month over month, we're up. Year over year, we're up as well. So we haven't seen the total impact of tariffs, but we are seeing pressure still on input costs, whether that's labor or material costs that's impacting the organization's ability to pass those costs on to consumers. Here's a just look. I do this weekly commodity report, and if you look at the baseline, both Trump and the Carney era, anything of 100% tells you it's increased significantly since their mandates, and it's something to bear in mind. What's interesting here is when you look at key areas like lumber, is despite lower lumber costs, we're starting to see some challenges with lumber in terms of curtailment and other aspects because the bulk of the shipments of lumber for softwood are still going to the U.S. And we've also not seen a huge uptick in mass timber yet. There is a more focus on that, but we need to add the capacity to build mass timber production as part of the overall housing support. And you look at other areas like wheat, canola, you're seeing different changes in growth. This gives you a little bit idea of business confidence. In most cases with business confidence, you're focusing on investment intentions, you're focusing on inflation, and your revenue growth is part of pricing models. Cost management are big focal points of businesses. And if you look at where it says future sales growth, and you're looking at credit conditions, employment, you're just looking at percentages, which changed in opinion, right? And basically, there's still a lot of uncertainty with the market. Construction material, you're still starting to see. I've looked at cement, I've looked at other input costs, labor, and all that. There's still cost pressures on that, and they're still driving up material costs. Even moving to more green material costs is adding to the cost of construction. Now, this just came out yesterday from Seeking Alpha, and it basically talks about tariffs itself, about who's paying it. A typical tariff is the importing company picks up the tariff because that's where the tax is, and then they have to reimburse that tax back to the government. Now, the key is right now is a lot of cases they're trying to absorb it, or they're trying to do some matching of cost management to mitigate possible price increases, or they're scaling back their stocking SKUs to minimize it too as well. Here's how you can reach me. This is additional contact information. If you want this presentation or additional reports, then feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.